Every day I wake up, wake your ass up.
The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
That's that big auntie energy right there. See, y'all didn't live through the Uncle Luke, Miami, and Georgia Base era. Okay? You ain't see your mama when she was out there popping that thing for a goon.
Your mama was going crazy.
You wonder how you got here. You ever said that to your kids? Your mama was going crazy. Your mama was going crazy.
All right, let's get in some front page news. We are the Breakfast Club. What's up, Mimi?
Good morning, MV. Charlamagne, how
Peace,
y'all doing?
Mimi.
Good morning. All right, well, we start this morning on Capitol Hill where a government shutdown fight is heating up. And immigration.
Again?
Yes, again. And immigration, though, is at the center of it this time. Democrats say they won't support funding for Homeland Security unless changes are made. Now, that push comes after Alex Preddy was shot and killed by federal agents in Minneapolis over the weekend. Democrats say they cannot and will not approve more money for agencies like ICE and Border Control without clearer limits on how they are operating. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer, he's urging Republicans to change the bill, warning that without a compromise, the government could and would be headed for a shutdown. Let's listen.
In the wake of ICE's abuses and the administration's recklessness, the Senate must not pass the DHS budget as currently written and must be reworked to rein in and overhaul ICE to ensure the public's safety.
Once again, a worthy cause, but when you do a government shutdown, you are impacting people's financial situation.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about it a little bit because some of the rules that Democrats want to implement, they want to ban federal agents from wearing those masks during enforcement operations. They want to require body cameras, visible identification, setting a uniform code of conduct, enforcing independent investigations when agents violate policy. As we see right now happening in Minneapolis playing out, they don't want to let the state in on what's happening. And so Democrats, they also want the ICE to coordinate with state and local officials instead of operating on its own. And this, of course, is coming as Congress is... that deadline is coming up, which is tomorrow night. So if the lawmakers do not pass a funding bill by tomorrow night, parts of the federal government will shut down. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Thune, he says, or excuse me, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Thune, he says Republicans, they are willing to talk, but he points out that the bill is already passed the House, and he knows that the money for ICE is already, going to happen no matter how they vote. Mm-hmm. He also says that if it fails, ICE will not shut down, but the agencies that receive money will. So TSA, for an example, will shut down.
Again?
Yes. Mm-mm. Not only TSA, and then FEMA. And FEMA right now is currently responding to that severe weather storms and those emergencies. And so those are the two right now that would be, immediately impact if the government did shut down.
Well, once again, a worthy cause, but what does that do for the working class people who work for the government? Okay, they still trying to recover from the last shutdown.
Right.
Yeah.
And I wonder if they got all their money. Do we know if they finally got all their money in their back pay?
I believe they finally got all their money, all the back pay, only to...
do it again.
Threaten with that again tomorrow night. So I'm sure federal workers will be watching that midnight deadline for tomorrow. And now there's new video that's adding another layer to the investigation into the killing of Alex Preddy. So the footage shows, or appears to show, Preddy 11 days before he was shot and killed in a confrontation with federal agents in Minneapolis. In that video, the man believed to be Preddy is seen arguing with agents who are blocking an intersection. Now, at one point, he kicks a federal vehicle. Agents get out, they push him to the ground, and they deploy gas into the crowd. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey, he is addressing this. He talked about it last night during a town hall meeting. Let's listen.
Are we actually making the argument that Alex Preddy should be killed for something that happened like 11 days prior to the shooting itself? No, I think we should be talking about the circumstances that actually led to the killing and what took place. And those circumstances, you can believe your own two eyes.
Yeah, I don't think it adds another layer at all. In fact, it makes the ICE agents look worse because we saw Alex Preddy get assaulted twice, and not once did he reach for his gun.
Not at all.
Can ICE agents say the same?
Not at all.
You know what I'm saying? He got assaulted twice by ICE agents, and not once did he reach for his gun that he had on him both times. Can ICE agents say the same?
Not at all.
Not at all. And Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison, he says the state still does not know the name of those federal agents involved in Preddy's killing, and he's calling for that large operation in Minneapolis to come to an end this morning.
I was thinking about that last night too, because I was watching the news and they said that the two officers who shot and killed him were put on leave. How do we know that?
We don't.
We don't know
the name.
We don't know who they are.
You're right.
Like, how do we know that?
Because at first they said they had been reassigned, and then after some of the backlash, now they said that they are on leave, but we have no idea who they are.
Yeah, we don't know their name, so there's no way of even telling.
They were probably still out there with masks on right now.
We would never know.
We would never know.
We would know. And just one more quick update this morning. We told you yesterday about the attack on Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Police now say that substance sprayed on her. They believe that it was apple cider vinegar. So.
What the hell is the science behind that?
Yeah, what does that do to the
I
eyes?
have no idea.
Oh.
I have no idea. But they did say
A lot of women take that to lose weight, though, right?
they do take that to lose weight.
What, you thought she fat or something? What is she
She's
trying to say?
not. She's thin.
She's
She's
not.
very,
bro.
very thin, but I don't know what the rationale behind squirting apple cider vinegar was on her. I know during the altercation, people kept saying in the crowd, it smells like vinegar. But that's what preliminary reports have come back and say that's what it sounds
Yeah,
like.
because they were saying, I thought they were saying it was piss, but I guess they just smelled the vinegary smell and thought it was urine.
I don't know.
All right, well, coming up at 7, why the 2020 election is suddenly back in the headlines. We'll break down what's happening and who's unhappy about that. A lot of people are unhappy about this.
And on the way in, I was driving in, they saying obesity is up like, I can't take that serious. But that's what they said. They said obesity. You know what? Forget it. Get it off your
They said,
chest.
I was on the way in and I heard backs were getting bigger all across the country. Okay.
Remember, apple cider
Speaking
vinegar.
of big backs,
Hey.
good morning. What?
You know what? Get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning. We at a Breakfast Club. Let's get into some front page news. What up, Mimi?
Good morning, MV, Jess, Charlamagne. How y'all doing?
Hey, girl.
Mimi.
Good morning. All right, so we start this hour in Washington where the Treasury Department event, it is getting a lot of attention. That's where Nicki Minaj appeared alongside President Trump, backing a new Trump administration proposal. So the event focused on something called Trump accounts. So under this proposal, the federal government would put $1,000 into an investment account for every child born between 2025 and 2028. And that money would be invested in the stock market and locked until the child turns 18, with families and employers allowed to add more money over time. Now, administration officials say the idea is to give kids a financial head start, money that they could later use for college or buy a home or, starting a business, something like that. But the rollout, it featured, high-profile supporters, including Nicki, who appeared alongside President Trump. Let's listen to their exchange.
Because I didn't know Nicki, and I've been hearing over the years she's a big Trump supporter and a Trump fan, and she took a little heat on occasion. Her community isn't necessarily, I tell you, we did pretty damn well with that, with your community, as we say.
I am probably the president's #1 fan, and that's not going to change. The hate or what people have to say, it does not affect me. And it's going to motivate all of us to support him more. We're not going to let them get away with bullying him and, the smear campaigns. It's not going to work.
When he says your community, he's talking about the Barbs. Just want y'all to know that. He's talking specifically about Barbs, okay?
Is that who he was talking about?
Yes, talking about Barbs.
Okay. Well, Nicki said that she is going to continue to support him, and she doesn't care what anybody thinks.
Of course.
And later on social media, she also revealed that she has a Trump Gold Card. So basically, that is a high-dollar immigration visa card. According to government officials, it comes with a $15,000 processing fee and $1 million financial gift. And it offers a pathway to citizenship, not a guarantee, but a pathway. And Charlotte, earlier you said $5 million. There is a proposed plan for $5 million, but right now, so it's $1 million for individuals, $2 million for corporations, and a premium proposal for $5 million.
She got to work her way up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Nah, but she got the card already.
she got the card,
Yeah, but that's
and
just a pathway, right?
She got hers for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, she got hers for
So for everybody who was sitting around wondering, what did the Trump administration have on Nicki, right? It wasn't that they had anything on her. It's just that she wasn't a legal U.S. citizen.
But I said that a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
That
you
it
did.
was probably that. Everybody kept saying it's maybe her brother that's locked up
Yeah,
or
her
her
husband.
husband.
we all
trying to
said
get
that.
this
Because
out.
I just
I
found
said
out when
that.
Don Lemon said it. I never thought about it. I didn't know that she wasn't technically a U.S. citizen.
Yeah, and I thought that she would have got her less situated because she's married to a U.S. citizen.
That's how Caribbeans used to do it. They just used to marry an American.
Yeah, but
Well, she
That's what your husband did, right?
No, that's not. He's already half black.
Wow.
Please continue.
I will right now.
Such a silly ass.
But she's also acknowledging some of those online petitions where people were calling for her to be deported, which some of those gathered like hundreds of thousands of signatures. And she's pushing back on that. She said that when it comes to her legal status, she said that she's had legal residency for decades, although she was born in Trinidad. So she just wants people to know that she has had legal status. So.
I wonder if people will give her, I don't know, I'm probably not, but will give her grace if they know the reason why they're deporting all these people and she's doing this to get her, make sure she's good and not going to get deported. Because were they this upset with Kodak? Were they this upset with Ray J? Were they this upset with Boosie? Were they this upset with a lot of these people that try to connect to get themselves out of trouble?
Yeah, but they didn't go this far. I mean, come on. She's a spokesperson. Like, she's the ambassador. She's the mascot. Right now.
I mean, people vote for their individual interests all the time. The problem is that Nicki's never going to. She never can do anything but kiss Donald Trump's ass for the rest of her life. Like even when the administration, does things that are foul, like what's happening in Minneapolis, she can't even speak out about that at all because they'll be like, "Oh, really? Take her off the list."
But regardless of how she feels, because even if she do feel a way about it, she can't.
But it's going to be hard to speak about it in Trinidad.
What?
Okay.
If they deported to Trinidad,
maybe that's exactly what I just said.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Point. But that's why it'd be easier to kiss her ass here than be in Trinidad.
But that was my whole point. That's why she can't speak out against the administration because they'll be like, take her off the list, deport her ass.
That's right.
Well, he got some more boots to be looking.
Exactly.
Just saying.
And there are new developments this morning out of Georgia where the FBI seized original 2020 election records from Fulton County. Now, Fulton County officials, yes, they say federal agents, they served a search warrant at the election hub and operations center and took original voting materials, including absentee ballots. Now, the FBI confirms that this was a court-authorized activity, but they haven't exactly said what they were looking for. President Trump has long claimed that there was voter fraud in Georgia in the 2020 election. You guys remember that? Claims that were investigated, audited, and rejected by officials who certified those results. Now, Fulton County officials, they held a press conference once learning that the FBI was raiding the building. Let's listen to what he had to say.
Apparently, those 700 boxes of ballots, they didn't have a warrant that quite covered what they wanted. So what they're having to do now is try to amend the warrant somehow. I've also heard from Fulton officials that there is no protection for chain of custody. There is no assurance that chain of custody is being preserved. That's so important because if they are able to modify the contents of these boxes, when I say they, I mean the Trump administration, then there's really no way of knowing what did happen in 2020.
Yeah, so the plot thickens on that one.
Yeah, I hope you all see the play. Everything that's happening right now is to disrupt this year's midterms, right? You see they want the voter rolls in Minneapolis. You see what they just did in Georgia. I believe they got the voter rolls in Texas too, right?
But Texas voluntarily
gave it to them.
Yeah.
All this chaos, including these ICE agents raising hell in these cities, it's just to disrupt this year's midterms.
Yeah. And back in November, a Georgia prosecutor, they dropped the election interference case against Trump and the others to overturn the 2020 election. Remember when he was in court, he was going back to court and he had the mugshot and all that stuff. Now that case that stemmed from Trump asking the Georgia Secretary of State to find those 12,000 votes. Well, now Trump is seeking a $6 million lawsuit against them in legal fees now that case has been dismissed. Yes. And really quickly, y'all, the internet is saying that 9 p.m. is the new midnight. I heard you guys talking about you went to bed at single digits last night.
Do they mean 45 and up people?
It doesn't say. It just says a lot of adults say that that's the time that their day officially ends. That's when plans stop, phones get plugged in. And even if you want to stay up, your brain says no.
No. Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah.
Mine's a little bit earlier. Mine's really 6 o'clock, to be honest with you.
No, damn.
See, I stopped talking to niggas after 5, and then at 6, completely shut down, really.
Damn.
6?
I was saying.
The sun is still out at 6.
What I got to do with me?
No, not
That's for me and my house.
To be out.
You're not sleeping at 6. You're just not talking to me. Because
I'm done.
Talking to people after 6. Okay.
Yeah, I might turn in and go to bed around like 8:30. Yeah,
okay.
But 9 o'clock definitely the new midnight.
I would agree with that. 9 o'clock is definitely the new midnight. I would love a 9 o'clock.
Y'all don't notice that y'all say to me more and more, you ain't get my text?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. I've been hearing the phone just ding.
That is so crazy.
Then after 8 o'clock, it goes on DND. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
Well,
that is so true.
And I get a reminder from my phone. My phone said at 7 something, it says bedtime is at 8:20.
And that's crazy because when somebody's phone is on Do Not Disturb and you text them and it'll tell you like the phone is on Do Not Disturb, I'll be like, send anyway.
I do that too.
Right?
I do
and
that
he
too.
still never respond.
Yeah, I don't respond after 9 either.
Crazy.
Well, experts say this isn't about laziness. It's about burnout, stress, screen fatigue, life, work creeping into everyday part of life. So a lot of people are apparently saying that 9 o'clock is the new midnight.
You keep talking like that. 9 a.m. gonna be the new midnight. What time we done here? What time we done here?
All right.
All right. Well, that's your front page news. I'm Mimi Brown. Follow me at Mimi Brown TV for more stories. Follow the Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and visit BINnews.com.
All right. When we come back,
Speaking
Uncle
of
Murder and Tony Yayo will be joining us. They have a new podcast called The Real Report. We're going to talk to them next, so don't go anywhere. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?